Welcome back to the Daily Arizona Update. Today we have so many stories to cover, like the $1 billion ranch project that has Gilbert approval, the city that gives you the most bang for your buck when it comes to your paycheck, and then Gilbert okaying the panel for the South Acre project. So first of all, let's start with what is the South Acre. The South Acre is going to be a corner of this Downtown Gilbert Heritage District where they were open up for ideas of what exactly they should do with their 2.8 acres, 2.18 acres. They're talking about the different zoning, the location, and that is an opportunity zone, which this is actually helpful for taxes for a lot of real estate investors. So they were deciding what do they actually want to do here, and they've officially made progress for it. They are on a 2.8 acre, now mixed use development project in Downtown Gilbert, has won it. The important part that we want to notice here is they talk a lot about the planning and the back and forth. Initially, they had submitted some plans and the city decided that it was close, but it didn't quite have that look and feel literally for the Downtown Gilbert area. They went back and they added some brick, they upgraded some parking, they added different fascias, and now this is what they've set on. It is going to be 176 apartments, 14,600 square feet of retail and restaurant, and then there's going to be an underground parking garage. The underground parking garage, I believe, is going to be a few hundred spaces, obviously for the apartment buildings, but it's going to have, I think, 6, 7, maybe 8 parking spaces up on the top floor. So not 6, so it has 8 surface parking spots, 125 garage parking spaces, a rideshare zone, and then underground will also have 260 traditional parking spots. So this is going to be a really cool area. You can see it's right here on Elliott and Gilbert. So if I go new tab, so we can see that this is the main Gilbert area right now. This is being worked on currently. This entire space, there's going to be a bunch of bars, restaurants, and I'm sure some multi-family housing situations like apartments. And then down here is going to be this South Anchor area. I believe it's just this more southern part. Let's see if it can specify on the article. Okay, so it's going to be both actually, right down here. I know a gal that lives right in this neighborhood, and then I've got a buddy that also owns a home here. So really cool to see the development happening. A lot of these homes are the older, more quote unquote historic homes. So they are in it for the long haul. They bunker down into a fantastic area, and now it's really growing into its space of its own. Next up, we have right here, where does Arizona universities rank in a best new U.S. college list? ASU came in ranking 117th. This is across the entire United States. I would like to say that's not terrible. All things considered, acceptance rate, it's pretty high. The average in-state annual cost is $12,800. 4-year graduation rate is 56%, but the median salary 6 years post-graduation is $52,843. With how expensive college is today, it is interesting that someone could pay going across 4 years $48,000 and then they end up making $52,000. I am someone who went to U of A for 6 months, 1 semester technically, and I think this would be hard if I had got more debt because I was paying around $24,000 a year because I also had to pay for housing. This can be, you'd wish that that was a lot higher, or honestly, you wish this would be a lot lower. But still, we can't control that. That is United States college. It is what it is. 2026 ranking, it is 117, up 4 places. But U of A, where did they go? Bad news, Wildcats. They are 127th, so 10 places worse than ASU now. And they actually went down 18, which is a pretty massive bump. Their acceptance rate is slightly lower, not that that actually ends up meaning anything in the grand scheme of things. Their in-state tuition is slightly more expensive, but their median salary 6-year post-graduation is slightly less. So they're paying more money and they make less money after they graduate. NAU, which is in more of a league of its own, it has really great scholarships and it has a lot of great programs for in-state people like the Lumberjack Scholarship. Its ranking, it is sad to see that it is 242. Tricky, but it is what it is. In-state tuition, still kind of expensive. Right here, $47,000. Still not incredibly high, all things considered, but this school does have a lot of opportunity for those that perform well in high school. So for that, we thank them. Next up, we have GCU, which no real surprise that this is lower, mainly because this is a different style of university. It's not quite like an ASU or a U of A. Their acceptance rate's a little bit lower, their tuition's a little more expensive, and their post-graduation is still nothing crazy. People that want to go to GCU, they want to go to GCU. It is not in competition as much as U of A and ASU, but you would like to see some of these rank a little bit higher. ASU right now is crushing in football. Maybe that helps bring even more funding than it already is. Buildings, they are building more and more really cool projects there. I'm a U of A guy, but ASU seems to have more potential. Let's see what happens in the next few years. Next up, we have the office to industrial trend continuing in Tempe project as it moves forward. This is something that a lot of the real estate experts were thinking was going to happen. Office buildings have been slowly vacating. More and more people are working remote. They're moving out of their primary working state. So for example, they might be moving to Texas, though they work in California. They're getting a California salary, but they're paying Texas bills. This is happening because of remote work. Ever since COVID, the remote work genesis, that might not be the right word, but revolution, maybe, I'm not sure. It's been incredibly popular and office buildings are suffering. So there are a lot of office buildings that are also having to refinance off really high debts because they are going from really low 2, 3, 4% rates from COVID. Now they're coming up to today's rates, which are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are trying to figure out what they can do with these office buildings. And the biggest conversion right now has been to housing. Right here it says developers buying Tempe industrial project are one step closer to transforming an office park into 300,000 square foot industrial hub. So they're taking it the opposite direction and actually going further industrial. For Arizona, I don't hate that because how many industrial parks are being built, and it is a lot easier to do than turn it into housing. But you can see here, if we go right here, we can see in 2024, there was a lot more articles talking about can they turn a vacant office space into housing. It is interesting to see this go into an industrial park. That might be the future, though we do need new housing. Catch 22. Next up, we have Alta 87 apartment complex in Gilbert opens with free lease specials. So if you are near the Alta 87 apartment building or you are looking to move, get all these cookies out of here. There is a 257 unit luxury multifamily development can be located in Arizona Ave, just minutes from 60 and the 101. If we pull it up on a map here, this is the building. If you've ever gone down Country Club, Arizona Ave, it is the one with a really cool, there's these massive front windows right here. That is really cool. There's also a Costco right up here. So this is really conveniently located. The Country Club area, more north, is more industrial. It's more commercial. It's not as similar to Downtown Gilbert or Southeast Gilbert, though this is technically in that zip code. It's kind of on one of those borders. You are really close to downtown Chandler. It's about a 10-minute drive going down here from Alta 87. And then you can also get on the 60 really conveniently, or you can go up to the 101, or you can take that all the way down to the 10. So the placement of this is really good. There's actually a lot of housing kind of coming down this span here. So it's no surprise to see more housing pop up. There are free lease specials. If you're interested, you can go to their website. There is co-working spaces. There's a speakeasy, bike storage, EV charging. And like I mentioned, it's right next to a Costco, which, come on, how could you not love living next to a Costco? Come on, give me 5 big booms for that. Next up, we have $1 billion. The ranch project in Gilbert gets approval. This is the ranch, a landmark $1 billion mixed-use development in the heart of Gilbert, Arizona. It has officially received final entitlement approval from the Planning Commission on August 6, 2025. With critical milestones achieved, permitting and construction can now commence on the transformative project poised to redefine the region's landscape and economy. The ranch is going to span over 295 acres along Power Road between Warner and Elliott, and it is set to become Gilbert's largest mixed-use development. The project will integrate industrial, residential, commercial, alongside 18 acres of curated green space, lighted walking paths, seating, shade, gathering areas, harmonizing adjacent of Morrison Ranch neighborhood. This project is expected to have an economic impact of over $1.5 billion a year, $961 million in total economic output, 5,800 total jobs created, and $42.8 million in tax revenue collected. Upon completion, it'll have a $1.5 billion in total economic output, 8,967 jobs supported, and 31.6 reoccurring tax revenue. Super cool to see these developments happening. You can see some of the pictures of what the ranch is going to look like. Right next to Morrison Ranch, this is a prime location. You can see that near the Polytechnic campus, where a lot of this is already happening. Google Maps. There is that Revel Surf Lounge that has just popped up right next to the Caldwell County Barbecue and the furniture store. There's going to be even more now coming along Power. And my guess is that they're going to be using, because how else could they use any land? This space here. Some of the last bits of the farming areas are slowly going, and I could be wrong in my assumption here, but this is the most likely area for this to be happening. Slowly, more and more of these spots are going to get taken over. I am sure of it. You can see East Mesa. There is a lot of commercial popping up along Elliott. There is already more build outs here. This is also, I'm pretty sure, built out at this point. These are built out. The parks here, there's build outs here and here. And then slowly, I'm guessing Chrisman will actually connect right here. You can see it always ended at this road, but it never quite connected here. At some point, I'm sure that will happen. So if you are living in Morrison Ranch or you're looking in Gilbert, more and more is coming here. Buying real estate is a good idea as this continues to build out. It's only going to be worth more. Next up, we have nonstop flights from Taipei heat up. China Airlines enters Phoenix market ahead of arrival. This is a big story because with TSMC coming to the area, there has been competition for international flights. It's been super hard for anyone to get to Taiwan from Arizona because they'd have to go to California and multi-leg stops. It's tricky. So they opened up one flight that I want to say left 3 times a week. So like a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday situation, but it would go directly from Arizona all the way to Taiwan. China Airlines is going to be the second Taiwanese carrier to announce this year that it would fly directly between Phoenix and Taipei on the heels of it unveiled Starlux back in May. This is the one that I was talking about. But China Airlines intends to start off operating its route months before Starlux planes are scheduled to take off in the valley. So it looks like they are trying to get that advantage by being the first one to do it. China Airlines will operate nonstop routes Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So still that 3 time a week cadence. And they're going to have an Airbus A350-900 long-range wide-body jet airliner that seats just under 300 passengers with 32 in premium and 31 in premium economy. Lastly, we have paychecks go further in one Phoenix suburb more than any U.S. city. Across the United States, just scraping by is becoming increasingly harder. But in some cities, your money will go further than others, according to a recent analysis. In America's 100 largest cities by personal finance site Go Banking Rates, it used median household income and the cost of living as key data points to figure out where your paycheck goes the furthest, basically subtracting one from the other to determine how much income remains after expenses. 2 municipalities in the Phoenix area are made in the top 3, and 1 East Valley city topped that list. That would be Gilbert. Let's go, which in recent decades has quietly grown from a rural and agricultural outpost to one of the largest cities in the valley with a population of 275,000 people. Gilbert's ranking on the list is owed to extremely high median household income with more than 121,000. Perhaps it's no surprise that the town has seen influx in luxurious homes being built. Given the median earnings and slightly above average cost of living at $65,000, the money left over from this basic calculation is the highest of any other city in the country. The one right behind it was Chandler, surprisingly. An East Valley neighbor to Gilbert, it isn't far behind. And then Plano, Texas took the second spot with more than 48,000 leftover funds. Chandler was ranked 3rd. It's interesting to see that in these cities, Gilbert and Chandler are actually 1 and 3. You wouldn't expect it because if you live here, it is a little pricier, but I guess that median average income is just bringing us up. Plano, Texas, I can't imagine has that expensive cost of living. You're going to places like Arlington, Virginia Beach, Anchorage, Chesapeake. I mean, Gilbert is becoming number 1. Let's go. If you have any questions about the articles today or anything coming up in the Valley, make sure to comment down below. And I'll see you again for the next Arizona Daily Update. Peace, y'all.